How to identify a high-performing team in just 7 minutes. This video will focus on defining a group versus a team, what successful teams look like, and the conditions that teams need to be high-performing. Hi, I'm Mike from Surge. We partner with leaders to maximize your organization's potential. The capabilities of high-performing teams have been widely misunderstood due to the clarity of groups versus teams. From a psychological perspective, there are two characters that define a group: social identification and social representation. Hey, it's 1997. Social identification is our reflection on the tribe we are in, the intersubjective belief of us versus them. It is both a deliberate, conscious choice and an emotional identification of who we believe we are. Social representation is all about shared values and how those values change with the group. Think about religion, nationality, or your local sporting team. Teams are different. A team is a subset of a group. Forbes research shows teams are structured groups of people working on defined common goals that require coordinated interactions to accomplish certain tasks. Casablanca and Smith focus on performance in the definition of teamwork. In addition to team members having a common purpose, performance goals are connected to this purpose, for which everyone in the team is held mutually accountable. With this definition, we can hold true that if a group had a common purpose and had shared accountabilities on the task, then they are a team, versus a group that has shared values but individual accountability and a variable motivation. For example, members of a sporting team have specific assigned roles, such as the left prop and the winger, and yet all are rewarded for winning the rugby match together. Teams are usually part of larger organizations. Their members have specialized knowledge, skills, and abilities related to the tasks. Groups are larger in general, normally ranging from a dozen people to 1 billion people in some religions. Teams, however, tend to be around 3 to 12 people. Hayes focuses on the power in her definition. She believes a team must actively cooperate to achieve its goals. For this to occur, a team must have independence, responsibility, and the power to operate. A team is not a group of people who perform a task under a rigid control of the manager. For a team to come fruition, they must be empowered and have some sort of authority to act on their own. This helps distinguish teams from work groups, whose members jointly do the same tasks but do not require integration, coordination to perform the tasks. So what is a successful team? Team success can be simplified into two key areas: completing the tasks and good social dynamics. A high-performing team completes tasks better than a low-performing team. Although this is quite straightforward, measuring this can be hard. For professional tasks requiring creativity or value judgments, there may be no clear way to determine which solutions are best, says Allsburg, Moran, and Musselwhite. One approach to successful measurements of problems determine whether the products or outputs of the team are acceptable to the owners, customers, and the team members. However, these three perspectives do not always agree. Completing a task successfully as a team is a measure of success, but project success is not a demonstration of team success. Could the task have been completed without a team? What was the benefit of using a team for performing the task? For a particular task, there is often little advantage to using a team. In fact, there are disadvantages because teams require development, and therefore there is some waste in that process. The advantages of using a team to perform a task occur when unforeseen problems arise and when the team works together on creating future tasks, as this reduces the onboarding time of the next task. Therefore, it must be noted that teamwork should only be leveraged in complex environments to maximize the potential return to the organization. Many of the benefits of creating a team occur over the long run rather than during the first project. See, this is one of the main things around changing people often. You won't get high performance long term. Developing social relationships in the team is the missing link to answering complex problems. Team members need good communications and good group cohesion. Cohesion comes from emotional ties, normally by finding similarities versus finding differences within the group. Good communication, though, requires trust. Without cohesion and communication, groups do not develop into teams. They receive lower engagement scores and thus do not explore problems in a way that leads to completing complex tasks at a higher performing level. Kindler shows us a great example of a short-term high performance versus that led to low performance. They were developing a new computer system and they were put under large amount of stress to deliver. Yes, they completed the task, but they burnt themselves out and the team refused to work together again. The capabilities that were grown for the project were lost and the organization only benefited in the short term. People left, teams collapsed, and the organization was unable to recreate the dynamics that caused the high performance in the first place. The success of a team depends on 4 conditions. First, the teams must have the right group of people to perform the task. This includes skills, authority, and knowledge to achieve. High-performing leaders are not afraid to hire people who are more skilled than they are. Second, the task must be suitable for teamwork. Is it a complex environment? Do we need collaboration? Are the teams superior in the short and long-term goals versus a group or individual? Think about production lines and efficient processes that do not require debate, says Davis and Wacker. Third, the team must combine its resources effectively to complete the task together. A high-performing team is a unit, surging ahead together towards a common purpose, and are rewarded as a unit in their shared contribution. Teams may not reach their potential if their internal processes interfere with their success. Effective teams organize themselves to perform tasks, develop social relationships to support their operations, and assign leaders who can provide direction and facilitate the team operations. Fourth, the organization must provide a supportive context for the team. This includes leadership versus management, training, removing blockers, a vision that aligns to the motivations of the team, and a framework that provides sufficient guardrails for the stage the team is at, says Paulus. And you just learned how to identify high-performing teams in just 7 minutes.